Good evening. Can you believe it? The end of a season. Oh, hard to pause for the summer, but if any of you've been in here on a hot day, it gets pretty warm in here, and we have to kind of, pause for the summer. We do have things happening in the space through the summer. We've got some summer camps and some musical theater camps happening. But our concert series, we are pausing because we know that most of you will actually be at outdoor festivals all summer. So rather than compete with that, we're going to take a pause. I'm Sandy Rosine. I'm the owner and creative director here at Bez Arts Hub. And thanks. And I want to start by acknowledging that we are on the unceded ancestral and traditional territories of the Kwantlen, Katzie, Semiahmoo, and Matsqui nations. And we are so grateful to do what we do here on the land, acknowledging that the Indigenous people have a rich heritage of arts and culture that we just are joining in with generations before us that have been doing beautiful artistic things, creative things. As I mentioned, we're kind of at the end of our season, but we would love it if you keep an eye on the bezartshub.com website. We actually are renewing our website, so it's a little in flux right now. But if you're interested in seeing what else we offer here at Bez, things like dance classes for adults as well as kids, choir, gospel choir that we have happening, Improv Academy, comedy improv classes that also happen, and theater productions and improv comedy shows, which we have one of tomorrow night. Our very last one of those is happening tomorrow night. If you want to come and laugh a whole lot, they are a very funny crowd. And so we just love it if you keep an eye on our website. Russ sends out weekly emails just to give you a heads up of what's coming so that you don't miss out on getting tickets. So you don't, some people were trying to get in on Jim Burns, but he sold out. So we would love for you to know what's coming and that you'd join us for as many things as you can throughout the year. So that'll all start again in September. And so we look forward to seeing you for more fun things. As I mentioned, tomorrow night is our improv comedy evening, and there are still tickets available for that. And otherwise, Russ, is there anything else? The one thing we would love for you to know is that we actually have a Spotify playlist that we try to keep relatively updated with artists that we have had here at Bez Arts Hub, or sometimes that are coming here, so that you can kind of know the songs before you get here. And so we'd love for you to check out that. And otherwise, I think that's it. Russ? You look great. Thanks, Russ. Yeah. Yeah, what's that? No, never asking that. I do want to acknowledge that Daniel, our sound guy, they'll give him lots of kudos tonight, but he has done an incredible job this season. He has kind of grown up through the ranks here at Bez, but he is well seasoned in what he does, and the artists that have been here recently have come away from here. Actually, we did a fundraiser a couple weeks ago, and Sherry Ulrich said, best sound she has ever had in a concert. And it was multiple musicians that we had on stage, and it just sounded great. So, Daniel, you're doing an amazing job. We're really proud of you. He actually rode his bike 40 miles from the camp that he works at in the summer to get here for last night and tonight. He might need a ride home. But he is a pretty steady, dedicated guy, and obviously in great shape, not like Russ and I. Anyways, we're going to start the evening with our dear, dear friend, Matt Kennedy, and then we're going to bring Suzie to stage after that. We're going to do a little bit of an intermission and then bring Suzie on. But for right now, I want to welcome to the stage Matt Kennedy.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. You were a dream I hoped would never end, like a kind of fairy tale written way back when, but I knew it couldn't last. You were moving way too fast for me. It was a summer paradise. We sang the ocean's tune. Days watching the tide roll in, nights in your room. Not once did I believe I was playing in your league at all. Maybe I couldn't catch up to you, or maybe you left me behind. But I can't seem to get you out of my mind. I tried to understand how it came to be. Broken pieces on the ground were all's left of me. I know I was your summer fling, but I'd have taken anything at all. Maybe I couldn't catch up to you, maybe you left me behind. But I can't seem to get you out of my mind. It wasn't like you got away, there was no chance you'd ever stay. Like I heard an old man say, if I went back I wouldn't change one thing. Maybe I couldn't catch up to you, or maybe you left me behind. But I can't seem to get you. Ever since I met you, I can't seem to get you out of my mind, out of my mind. Thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here tonight, opening for Suzie. When Suzie asked me would I open for her, I briefly thought to myself, wait a minute, who, me? Are you sure? And she said, yeah, you. And then she said, and you should play in my band. And I said, okay. And then I sat down in the basement for a couple of weeks working on her music. My wife is like, okay, I love these songs, but they are starting to wear a bit thin. That faraway place, memories fade to only a trace of childhood summers by the sea on a boat, 2 generations together afloat. What we call forever is not the same for the river, not the same for the stars, for Saturn and Mars, not the same for the stars. Formative years shaping our way, only what's left and no yesterday. Way too young to know what to expect, way before we learned how to reflect what we call forever is not the same for the river, not the same for the stars, for Saturn and Mars, not the same for the stars. They're all but gone now, and all that is left are the memories of summers spent way out west. And all that they gave us is buried inside what we've become, my sister and I. What we call forever is not the same for the river, not the same for the stars, for Saturn and Mars, not the same for the stars. What we call forever is not the same for the river, not the same for the stars, for Saturn and Mars, not the same for the stars. Not the same for the stars, for Saturn and Mars, not the same for the stars. Thank you so much. Okay, it's important to play a mixture of like poignant songs and also sort of corny and weird. And that's the phase that we're moving into for this tune. I have this funny thing where I like to buy a new pair of sunglasses every spring. Gets pricey, but not necessarily. And it like gets me revved up for the summer to come. You know, I think, okay, I'll get myself a new pair of shades and then I'll be ready. This tune, sometimes I say, oh, don't be so precious about songwriting. Just like, you know, I don't know, write a song about anything. Write a song about your bath mat, you know? That's a song. Anyway, this tune's this is a little bit better than bath mats. It's the opposite of the bird's eye view. It's the bath mat's eye view. This tune's called, it's terrible. I'm taking up precious time in my opening set here, being an idiot. This tune is called Brand New Shades. We don't see the sun too much October to March. It can get you down so bad I don't know where to start. When April brightens up I get to thinking about one thing. What kind of new sunglasses am I buying this spring? A set of shades will set you off and keep you seeing clear, protect thee from those UVs and help you disappear. Get 'em at the buy-low or some fancy optic shop. It all depends on how much dough you're prepared to drop. New sunglasses to mark the day the sun returns for good in May. New sunglasses to greet the spring. Brand new shades go with everything, you know it. Now you could go with classic Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant, or super cool musician type Ry Cooder, Townes Van Zandt. Get a pair with all the flair you'd see on Elton John. People on the street will stare and wonder what you're on. New sunglasses to mark the day the sun returns for good in May. New sunglasses to greet the spring. Brand new shades go with everything. Brand new shades go with everything. Thank you so much. If you need to buy new sunglasses and you're thinking about it, now you can do that. You go, well, you got to have a new pair for the summer, you know. And options are really improved, you know. Sure, yeah, anything. Right to the, you know, it can get a bit out of hand at the old optical shop. Well, it gets pricey. And then you have to like keep them for 2 summers, you know? And isn't it just the most expensive sunglasses are the ones you always bust first off? Okay, I'm gonna play kind of a sad song. I don't want to alarm anybody. And then I'll play a happy song after that. There's nothing to grab on the inside of a bottle. It's slippery as ice, like hitting the brakes with the engine at full throttle, and the closing of a vice. Try as I might, it's just too hard to imagine freedom from this net. What I've done, I know I'll never be forgiven. But could you forget? Never felt so alone. 1,000,000 miles away from home. There's a canyon and I'm standing on the edge. Count the moments till the sun's below the ridge. This heavy stone was an easy lift at first, to get me through the week. What is a raging fire was once a simple thirst. Now it's all I seek. I'm turning around, try to change my situation, find a ray of hope. Could you be there when I'm through the isolation of walking this tightrope? Never felt so alone. 1,000,000 miles away from home. There's a canyon and I'm standing on the edge. Count the moments till the sun's below the ridge. What I'd give to turn back time, when everything was right. If you said there was a way, I'd put up more of a fight. never felt so alone. A million miles away from home, there's a canyon and I'm standing on the edge. Count the moments till the sun's below the ridge. Count the moments till the sun's below the ridge. Thank you so much. I don't know if you play guitar, but once you start fooling around with the tunings, the rest of the other strings go, oh, this is our chance to. It's like you let one cat out and all the cats go out. I don't know how, we have this fancy clock up here that tells me whether I'm running out of time. I'm going to play two more songs for you. I play in a band called the Headlong Hearts, and we played here. Oh, gee. Thanks so much. We played here in, it's a 5-piece band with violins and banjos and mandolins and some more strings and drums and bass and 4 guys that sing. And we played here in October, and it was really something. It was a pretty magic night. It was. And of course, also, I'm a big fan and participant in the Thursday night open stage here, which is really actually very special in the whole Lower Mainland, I would say, because it actually has a real community around it. I mean, many of them have communities, but the thing here is that there's like people that have hardly ever stood in front of an audience before, and then there are like working pros that are trying out new material, basically, and everybody's welcome, and everybody's all in for a big hug, and it's pretty special. And last night was the last one of the season, right? So it was Russ is exhausted because everybody was here till God knows when, celebrating. Play another little waltz here. I grew up in Alberta. Yeah, some Albertans. That's right. They're out there, yeah. It's been a while. I've been out here for 22 years. But once, when I was 18 or 19, I had a girlfriend who, she's a year younger than me, and she got into the University of Colorado in Boulder. And her mother said, okay, you can go to the University of Colorado in Boulder, and she was going to drive. And her mother said, yeah, but you're not driving down there by yourself. She was 18 or something like this. It was a while back, as you would imagine. This would be like in 1989 or something. Anyway, I said, well, I'll go with her. I'll drive with her down to Colorado. So out we set. And when you drive from Calgary to Boulder, Colorado, you go through Montana. And then you go through Wyoming. And then into Colorado, and then there you are. And her mother paid for me to fly home, which I thought, oh, that's pretty good. Anyway, when we were driving through Wyoming, all of a sudden we're in the middle of nowhere on this road, and I noticed, wow, there are no fences here. There are no barbed wire fences. There are no fences as far as the eye could see. And Wyoming, as you may know, is the lowest density state in the lower 48 or whatever. Anyway, this tune's called Where the Fences End. If I got this right, something's gone wrong. If I don't get out west, I won't be long, for this world ain't the one I thought it would be. Despite so much promise, I'm down on my knees. Meet me out where the fences end and nothing stands in the way of the western wind. Meet me out where the fences end. I love you, it's true, that much is clear, but now you're the only thing keeping me here. Could you see a world where you'd follow me out? Yeah, it's far west, but it's not too far south. Meet me out where the fences end, nothing stands in the way of the western wind. Meet me out where the fences end. I was out there once a long time ago, driving from Calgary to Boulder, CO. Wyoming mesas were a sight to behold. No one around except for me and that road. Well, I think you'd like it, maybe more than you know. And people are honest, kinda like long ago. I'm heading out there and this ain't farewell. Why don't you come to and see for yourself? Meet me out where the fences end and nothing stands in the way of the western wind. Meet me out where the fences end and nothing stands in the way of the western wind. Meet me out where the fences end. Cheers, thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna do just one more little tune. The Headlong Hearts have made a couple of records, and I have them both back there if anybody's interested in that sort of thing. They're much more exciting than just plain old me playing, because there's like 5 guys all blaring or whatever. It's all very exciting and great. And a big thanks to Suzie. It's a real pleasure to come up and play with her in a bit. Her new record, Among the Evergreens, it just came out, whatever, like 2 weeks ago. It is a gorgeous piece of music. Yeah, it's Suzie writes terrific songs, but and they're all great, but this is a great new record, it really is. You're in for a real treat. She played at the Cultch last night, the East Van Cultural Center, was all sold out, and I was sitting in the audience because my guitar teacher was playing guitar in her band last night, and then tonight I get to sit here and play like in his spot. I know, and I was like, Anyway, here we go. This tune's on our new record. It's called In This Town. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Matt Kennedy. I'm going to be back in a little bit, but get ready for Suzie. It's true, things ain't been what they used to be. Time clock punches one shift instead of 3. Our fate was sealed on the factory door, and a cold glass table far away, 48th floor. It's all we know how to do in this town. Work is the glue in this town, and I don't know about you, but I don't think I can stay. Like my grandfather said, in this town, you're better off dead than in this town. I'm using my head, and I'm moving away. We all should have guessed that it would come to this. How could it have been so hard to miss? Soon I'll turn away from this machine. It's all I've known since I turned 17. It's all we know how to do in this town. Work is the glue in this town, and I don't know about you, I don't think I can stay. Like my grandfather said, in this town, you're better off dead than in this town. I'm using my head, and I'm moving away. Me, I'm young enough I can begin to find another place and start again. It's all we know how to do this town. Work is the glue in this town, and I don't know about you. I don't think I can stay. Like my grandfather said, in this town, you're better off dead than in this town. I'm using my head, and I'm moving away. For once I'm using my head, and I'm moving away.
And ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome to the stage Suzie Ungerleider and her band.
Thank you. I've got the power trio tonight. Can you guys hear that? There we go. Here's a song about East Vancouver. I grew up on the west side, but we would go to the east side because it was dangerous. In the house on Albert Street, we all lived together. Feral strays and runaways, black label and black leather, gathered round the TV set, flickering like fire. And you, a teenage oracle, or maybe just a liar. Genius with his gap-toothed grin and Maggie's perfect sneer. Someone says, let's bomb her up, then everyone would cheer. I was quiet on the couch when I would catch your eye, bouncing back and forth between boredom and butterflies. You thought you knew the cards in my hand, but I was playing it cool like a man. Much too tough to call our bluff, to lose our hearts and win the prize. I left the house on Albert Street and headed back to school while you were fighting demons down inside the underworld. Visions of your victims in the corners of your eyes, bouncing back and forth between Valium and alibis. I never knew the cards in your hand from playing it cool like a man. Much too tough to call our bluff, to lose our hearts and win the prize. You were the rock inside my shoe, more criminal than rebel. The years have smoothed down all your edge, made a stone out of a pebble. When you showed up at the show, I didn't recognize the one who sat in that back row until I saw the tears in your eyes. We never knew the cards in our hands from playing it cool like a man. No longer tough, we called our bluff, we lost our hearts and won the prize. No longer tough, we called our bluff, we lost our hearts and won the prize.
Thank you.
So I grew up in Vancouver, or at least west of Main Street, and I couldn't wait to get out of that little backwater town and head to bigger smokes. And so I went off to Toronto, and I stayed there for a couple of decades, and which was pretty fun, and really tons of music there. I used to go and hang out at this bar called Ted's Wrecking Yard, and it was on College Street, and the streetcars would roll by. I'd ride my bike there. I had a helmet. I was safety conscious, and but we all had ambitions to be rock stars. And some of the people that played there did end up being rock stars, and then others still do cute little shows at Bez, and I think actually sometimes it's way better. Yeah. It's actually so beautiful to play, and you can see people. I'm a little bit shy, but that's what music has made me get over the fear of others and to connect. So thanks, Russ and Sandy, for making me come out to Langley, to scary Langley. Okay, I'm gonna do this song. It's kind of intimate also, like that last one. It's called College Street. And you know that thing where you go down the same street and pretty much, well, things change around you, but you change, and so the world feels different. And the song is about that, where you go through life changes, and you have to kind of learn to sing and find your voice again. So this is about that. Roll west down College Street, streetcar rocks you to sleep. Your friends at the intersteer wait for you again. Late nights at the wrecking yard, dreamed you'd be a superstar. Dotted line on the record deal, calling out your name. So you get behind the wheel, oh guitar, your sword and shield. Take every show that you can steal, alone upon a stage. Your baby sleeps in the backseat. Your friends at the intersteer were never seen again. Between the sun and the winter freeze, like a tree you lost your leaves. Will they grow again in spring? Will you ever be the same? Here you are behind the wheel, as alone as you could feel. Take every second you can steal and learn to sing again. Learn to sing again. Since I brought my power trio, I had to do a little electric. You know, all right. I'm doing new songs. I released this record 2 weeks ago exactly, and yeah, I'm very excited. It's a very, it's kind of, yeah, there we've got some publicity going on. Thank you for doing that. I have lots of knickknacks and things, but it feels really nice to have music that's new, and it's a bit scary. For me, music, writing songs is kind of private. It's a weird thing. I don't even let Cam, who's my husband back there on the drums, I don't let him, yeah. I love that. Wolf whistle on the bass. It is Langley, or you're allowed to wolf whistle out here. Yeah, these songs. This one is kind of a crazy story of being a teenager. I wrote this song with a friend of mine. I wrote it while I was in Gibson's. I was staying at this beautiful little spot because I wanted to have my little private place and look out at the water. But I started it walking in my neighborhood, and I walked through this tunnel in East Vancouver near the train tracks, and the buzzing of the lights, they sounded like cicadas. And I started writing these words, and I said them to my, into my phone, and this whole story of people I met when I was a wily teenager. And I started writing it, and I sent it to my friend. She goes, "Is this your story?" And I was like, yeah, it's sort of a true story. And she goes, "Oh, man." 14-year-old girls are very curious. And she goes, "I've got my own story, but it's not like this." And then she told me her story, and I cannot even tell you what she told me. She goes, "It's not as bad." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I can just let your imaginations run wild. And then she said, "My parents never knew about it. Maybe I should tell them this weekend they're coming to visit." And I'm like, "No." So I decided to write the song, and my parents knew nothing about this either. So they knew a little bit, but not everything. And this is called Cicadas. Let's see. You never wanted to be my boyfriend, but that was all right with me. Hanging out on your porch in the East End, down by Fraser Street. You were just a gateway between now and something good. Me a notch upon your rap sheet, never said but understood. Read about you in the papers, between the tracks upon your arms. I confess the shadiness just added to your charm. In an American car, riding shotgun, down by the peony. Search the alleys for an innocent victim of your next peony. I watch you smoke 1,000 cigarettes, drink 1,000,000 cans of beer. You hounded me till I said yes, and then you disappeared. Then I saw you in a corner, cooking something on a spoon, and a blue light shone upon your face like a television moon. Oh, and in that tiny little bowl was the only love you'd ever known. Now the buzzing of the lights sound like cicadas in the night. You as I walk through this lonely tunnel lit up bright, and how you ran from Newfoundland, from your mother in the east, from rocky shores to sand to find you face down on the beach. So push you on the tracks for all that gold inside your arms. You were still the same This is Matt Kennedy. Let's hear it for him. I don't know if you recognize him, but he did play just a little while ago. No joke. Sometimes I'll play a show and then I don't have lovely Sandy Rosine to sell my stuff for me, so I run out to the merch table, and sometimes people say, "Is she gonna come out?" And I'm like, "I'm here."
Made a great impression.
Yeah, obviously. Well, you know, when you step off this stage, you suddenly look different. Much shorter. Much shorter. I do have a Napoleon complex, as Cam will attest to. I used to say to my friends that I was taller than them, and they would be like, "No, you're not. Let's measure." I'm going to tune because actually I think Matt has perfect pitch, and he was saying, "You're this much out," earlier, and he's going to get mad. So,
I'm playing a 12-string. It is definitely out of tune. That's kind of its
that's the charm. Anyway, you know, Matt and I met at the Bez,
right here.
and we did this songwriting circle thing, and he offered me a ride to get out here before he even met me, and I think that was very trusting of him.
It was a ploy.
It's because I'm not married to him, and I won't write a song about him.
Poor Cam. Married to a songwriter.
So this next one I wrote for Cam and about us. And it's actually a nice one. This one's nice. I'll sing you a different one later. When we were just dating, he lived in Kingston, Ontario, and I lived in Toronto. And he used to drive his Chevy Blazer that was red and kind of rusty and beat up, and he called it Clifford, the big red dog. And he picked me up, and we would cruise around, and there's all these alleyways in Toronto, and we listened to lots of great music, and so I had to write that into the tune. I wrote this as a present for him because we've been married. How long now? 22 years. How is this possible? We're only like 25.
Right. You were 5.
Yeah. Well, when you play music, you can be immature for the rest of your life. So this is called Juniper, and it's about our courtship dates, and it was our 20th anniversary present. We met in summertime, sweet, sweet juniper on my mind. You picked me up and rolled your windows down. Got a farmer tan as we drove around. Got a farmer tan as our arms turned brown. Slipped a disc into the stereo. Good morning, beautiful coat machine glow. Pretty soon you swept me off my feet. Oh, that juniper smelled so sweet. Oh, that juniper smelled so sweet. My heart's so drunk on that sweet berry, it might explode just like a cherry bomb. Over hills and through the alleys, we rolled in our green valley until dawn. happy song. It happened. Okay. It's really, 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 really wonderful that people like Sandy and Russ make places where you can make music. Yeah. This is a love song to the places where rock and roll used to be played before the wrecking ball got them. It's set in San Francisco, and it's inspired by my sister who's here tonight. She had to go there to get away from me. But now she's back again. It's okay. She used to hang out at this place called the Chatterbox, and then there's an old poster from 1989. It says, Nirvana, $5. She moved away and she didn't know anybody, and she went there all by herself and met all her companions. And it's a song about how music brings you together and how hard it is to keep art alive because of the high price of real estate. You walked out of your world of fiction, took the Muni to the Mission, conquistadors cruise Shotwell Street, late night burritos and long-haired freaks. Gathered at the Chatterbox where the joints are rolled and the monsters rot. You pushed your way back through the crowd to lose these blues inside the loud. Someone's getting drunk. Someone's gonna fight. Will someone fall in love with you tonight? Poet of the bathroom stall and champion of Kiss Pinball, you ordered up your dollar beer and the audience began to cheer. Brandishing a beat-up axe, she played power chords through Marshall stacks, vibrations up and down your back against the sticky wall. Oh, the beauty of it all. Someone's getting drunk. Someone's gonna fight. Will someone fall in love with you tonight? Will someone fall in love with you tonight? Papa wheelie, camel toe, no FX and short dogs grow, and all of us who came of age around that Johnny Thunder stage. Now dot-coms rule the Golden Gate, Whole Foods at Ashbury and Haight, and all the artists moved away, for there's gold in them, their real estate. Thank you, guys. So I have a little baby who's now almost 20 years old. And it's sort of a cruel joke on me because I'm immature. And I'm supposed to be the mother. And I'm like, oh my God, somebody should parent this child. Oh, I guess, yeah, Cam, I guess you're supposed to do it. And so there's nothing like a teenager to make you feel so, so, so uncool. And so I wrote this next song for my child, my daughter, who's much more wise than I am. And it's called I'm Sorry and You're Right. And it's true. It's kind of a cheat to apologize in a song. But I did it anyway because I told you I'm immature. Let's see. Can I get this guitar into? You said I cornered you in the bathroom. I should stop freaking out at you. I'm here to say I'm sorry, and you're right, right, right. It's just I don't know how to help you when it's you that is hurting you. So I get angry and we fight, fight, fight. I've made so many lame mistakes. I'll make a million more. But for now, I'll try to mend the wounds I've caused before. You say you can't say what you really feel. That's okay, I am always here. I'll open up my heart and I will listen. Come on, let's go out and shake these blues. There's a whole wide world that waits for you with open arms, and you will walk right in. Underneath the city, when you were just a child, upon a westbound train for home, together we would ride. They would offer us a seat for you to sit beside me. We'd lock eyes and crack a smile for the secret that we held inside. You said I cornered you in the bathroom, that I should stop freaking out at you. I'm here to say I'm sorry, and you're right, right, right. Matt Kennedy, everyone. Got one thing to do. This is gonna get woven into like the maypole down here. I don't know if you guys ever did the maypole, but in kindergarten, my teacher, Mrs. Wilkinson, made us do the maypole, and you're supposed to weave in and out, and then there's going to be a beautiful braid on this pole. And of course, we're 4 and 5, and we didn't know right and left and everything, and we messed it all up, and it was a big tangle, and she was really mad at us, and her way of punishing us was to put us in a barrel with some dirt in it, and she put it on top. She got fired the next year, but fine. All true. But, I know. But, you know, it was 1970-something or other, but yes, she did get fired, or gently pushed out the door. Oh my God. I remember she had this, I mean, I'm actually wearing kind of orangey lipstick, but I grew up in kind of this hippie haven, and where women didn't wear makeup. And I remember seeing her. She had polyester slacks with that seam that was sewn in the front, and then like, you know, this very prim haircut, and she would kneel and say the Lord's Prayer. And I grew up in an atheist kind of place, and where, you know, my dad was an atheist Jew, and my mother's a Unitarian, but she never really told us what that meant. And so Jesus was a foreign thing for me. And I have nothing against Jesus. I actually think Jesus knows a lot. And some people forget what that means to be Christian. I'm all for those values, and but she would say the Lord's Prayer, and I would just be like mystified what those words meant, and I would just watch her mouth, orange lipstick, and her polyester slacks, and I was like, wow, I feel like I'm in a museum. This is really cool. That story has nothing to do with this song. I've actually never told that story.
I've never heard that story.
You never heard
I've never heard that story. This is good.
Oh my God! Our therapist said that we should be curious about each other.
There we go.
And learn something new every day.
I have to write this down.
You can tell her. Tell her we did it on stage in front of us. Okay. I don't know if this is in tune, and maybe I should figure it out. But this, as you can tell, as you can tell, I love going down a reverie of memories, but sometimes those memories can kind of trap us. And, you know, thing that we just don't, you know, a narrative or that we just don't want. And this is a good segue. Ghosts in our past, things we've seen that maybe we didn't want to. And so we have to figure it out as older people, how those things we saw and experienced made us survive, and in a way that maybe is good for the short term, but maybe in the long term we got to figure out something else. So this is a song called Baby Blues, and it's sort of about the ghosts that haunt you and the things you've seen. It's nothing terrible. Just typical experiences. Unlike Matt's depressing song about sunglasses. What a downer. You were driving the back roads last night, under the light of the stars, past fallow fields and broken down barns. When you reached the house with no porch light, you switched off the hum of the car, sat alone in the dark. You always smiled through those baby blues. No one knew that you had us alone. Please don't break up our home. After the credits rolled inside your mind, you turned the key in the car, drove back home through the dark. You always smile through those baby blues. No one knew that you had from a mother who's much too loose and a father who's much too mad. You remember how we cried that night. Please don't leave us alone. Please don't break up our home. After the credits rolled inside your mind, you turned the key in the car and drove back home through the dark. You turned the key in the car and drove back home through the dark. You passed the grease ball smoking in the breezeway, a Mona Lisa smile upon your face. Your hands are jammed inside your pockets, but they're counting down the days. You got tickets on the weekend to see DOA. All ages leaping from the stages. Joey's in the pulpit preaching smash mistake. In a scream Mac jacket and his sleeves all cut away. In a sea of sweat we were floating away. Down at the Odd Fellows Hall with the big and the small, we'll be slamming away. Baby, spike off your hair, raise your fist in the air, nothing stands in our way. I'm not been with the poor, sneaking through the back door, sister, she never pays. Baby, punks at sea, we were pretending to meet, it's just a part that we play. Gabba gabba, hey, hey, hey. Just like actors in a play. Well, David's got the liquor, but here's the shit kicker. Cops are in the corners casing out the place. We could send home to our parents with our tails between our legs. No more tickets on the weekend to see DOA. Down at the Odd Fellows Hall with the big and the small, we won't be slamming away. Baby, spike off your hair, raise your fist in the air, but something stands in our way. Hobnobbing with the poor, sneaking through the back door, sister, she never pays. Baby, punks at sea, we were pretending to meet, it's just a part that we play. Gabba gabba, hey, hey, hey. Just like actors in a play. Apparently, Daniel, when he doesn't have his bicycle, he likes to ride the bus all the way back to the endowment lands from here. Do you guys know where the endowment lands are? Probably not. He actually doesn't live that far. He only lives on Commercial Drive, and I pity him because you know how transportation is sometimes. Actually, it was way worse in the 1980s. When you're waiting for the bus in the 1980s, basically you're waiting a third of your life for a bus, which actually, in retrospect, was a really good thing for me because now I don't have these moments of kind of waiting and this kind of drifting off and feeling so annoyed. And then suddenly, what I would do is you'd stand at the bus stop, and first of all, my dad was very strict. He would let us go to punk rock shows, but we had to be home on the dot, whatever it was, like midnight or 1 or whatever. We would negotiate what curfew was. Every few months, we'd be like, just a little longer. But if we were 1 second late, he would be waiting up in his pajamas, and he has a wandering eye, and it would get more wandering as time went on. And he looked so sad when we walk home, and we'd be so disappointed. And he would be like, I thought you were dead. And that was the biggest kind of scary. And I would walk across the bridge, the Burrard Bridge, and I would see the Molson clock, and I'd be like, shit, I gotta get going. So I'd wait for the bus, first on the other side downtown. And my friends, they didn't seem to have curfews, and I was jealous. But I had to get home before my dad would be a puddle on the floor and or silently seething or whatever he was doing. And I would be like, oh man, I gotta get the bus home. So I wait there, and then you light a cigarette because my friend Dawn told me if you light a cigarette, the bus will arrive. And it didn't work. I'm mad at you, Dawn. And then we would, I'd run to I'd go, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to the next stop, and then wait. And of course, probably it would right by, or it just wouldn't arrive. And then by the time I would do this, like hopping, connecting the dots of all the bus stops, and then I'd be like, fuck it, I'm just going to walk the whole way home. And at first I would be pissed off, like, oh man, I don't want to go home. But I would have the most beautiful nights. I would look at the sky and I would see the mountains, and I would feel that smell of the sea air. Once I got past Pigeon Park, that's where I could smell the sea air. Out past the steam clock, whistling through Pigeon Park, the lights on the sidewalk shine through the dark as you walked all the way home. And down at the town pump, they asked for ID, so you left in a slump. You turned up your call to keep out the cold, and you walked all the way home. Walked all the way home. And you cursed the club, and you cursed the clouds, and you cursed all of the rain. Then you see the beauty in being alone, so you walked all the way home. I looked for you at the bus stop, at the cigar store, Indian tuck shop, but in your $5 high tops you walked all the way home. Walked all the way home. And you cursed the club, and you cursed the clouds, and you cursed all of the rain. Then you see the beauty in being alone, so you walked all the way home. Walked all the way home. Walked all the way home. Remember at the beginning when I played a nice song for Cam?
Oh, boy.
So, Cam and I, you know when you've been married a long time, and yes. Oh, good. You just say yes. You have these fights, and they're dressed up in different costumes, but essentially when you throw the costumes off and the fight is naked, it's the same fight that you're just having. And so we had one of these, and we were in the car, as couples love to be in the car together and have fights. And we were on a road trip, and we fought from Portland, Oregon to Mount Shasta, California. It's a long way. And then what's wonderful about Cam, but also kind of infuriating, is that he doesn't remember some stuff. And so it's lovely because he didn't remember the fight, probably 5 minutes after it happened. But I'm like hoarding it and polishing the resentment and writing in a journal and making a song out of it. And so we went into the studio, Cam and I and Jim Bryson, and we started recording this song. And Cam told me later that he was like, "Man, who's this song about?"
I was like, I wouldn't want to be that guy. Oh, man. Oof. Don't remember it. I was like, oh, that trip, that was good. I liked that trip. I thought that was a good trip. We ate at that restaurant, and that was good.
Some of it was really fun. Some. Anyway, let's not do our therapy at this moment. Yeah, he is. I'm definitely the glass half empty person. So this is called Mount Shasta. Fought all the way down to Mount Shasta. The mist covered the mountain till the morning after. We were walking around in our little disaster. I wanna burn it down till there's nothing but ashes. I wanna know, do you love me? I wanna know, do you love me? In a yellow house down by the sea, played all of our hits and none of our B-sides. With my guts torn out, nothing left inside. I wanna wash away in the waves of the riptide. I wanna know, do you love me? 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 Matt Kennedy. I'm talking a lot, so I'm looking at my clock, this fancy clock that I brought, because I know they're very strict here. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Next time. I'm so thankful that you asked for that, but I can't remember how to play it right now. Is this the right key? No. No. That's it. I know I had to laugh when Matt was saying he was sorry that he was going to sing a sad song, because if anybody has listened to my old music, they'll know that there was a high body count on those early records. And old Kate, there's some bad accident in the mud and stuff, but this one is just a sweet song about a baby. I realized the other day that this song, it's called Summer Baby. I wrote it because my daughter was supposed to be born in the fall like me, and then she had the gall to be early. A rebel from day one. And then, of course, was never early again. So the song, it's 10 years old, but it's about something that happened 20 years ago. A scary thing, but a beautiful thing that turned out okay. More than okay. You were my summer baby, shining in the sun. Well, I guess you couldn't wait to smell the roses, my beauty little one. My 29-week wonder, born after the 7th month. You had my heart wrapped up in your tiny fingers as they wrapped around my thumb. Tuesday morning, 1,000 balloons came floating around my room, around my room. Little baby small and early, but not too soon. We're over the moon. Tuesday morning, 1,000 balloons came floating around my room, around my room. Little baby, you came so small and early, but not too soon. We're over the moon. You were my summer baby, shining in the sun. And I looked up, and suddenly you're 10 years older, my beauty little one. Now that the summer's over, rain falls from above, I hope you know that all that once was green is golden, just like you, my love. You, my love. All the way from Kitsilano, BC, Mr. Jeremy Holmes on the bass. I know. He was probably just down the street from me, but slightly younger, so I didn't notice him. Too bad for me, but you know, good thing in the end, probably, even though he went to Bing. Really? Oh, yeah. The bad school, the mean school, with the girls that will beat you up. I know. Luckily, I'm not a teenager. Okay. All right, can you guys stand a few more songs? Okay. This is called Sirens. Sometimes in the summertime, we would go driving. Hey, Mom, can we go for a ride? The songs on the stereo fill up the silence. DJ on the passenger side, drown the sirens in my mind. You and me in the summer wind, wanna feel like you did again. Where I see you with all your friends, so light and alive. Missed calls on my telephone after the party. Hey, love, can you tell me what's wrong? You're walking all alone down Inland Valley, choked up and so withdrawn, and the sirens singing on. You like I did again. Where I see you with all your friends, lighting a light. You and me in the summer's end. Wanna feel like I did again. When you reach out and held my hand on the passenger side. Please forgive me if I lie, spinning slowly for a while, sirens singing in my mind. In my mind. You're back again. Oh my God, he's got the beautiful roses on his chest. No, it's great. I wrote this song. I haven't released it or recorded it or anything. I did write a song about roses woven on your chest. Yeah, it's about being in Toronto and hanging out at the Horseshoe. You guys got the uniform tonight.
I guess.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one called Golden. We got a couple more songs, and then you guys can get coked up back there and stuff like that. It's Langley after all. I don't know what's happening. This has nothing to do with drugs. This next song is about forgiveness. Oh my God. Yeah, that is the next day, begging forgiveness after the coke binge. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not really a druggie, but I did take mushrooms about 20 years ago and had a great time, and I wrote a song about it, but I'm not doing that song tonight. Is this in tune, Matt, enough for you? Yes. Okay. Oh, Cam is getting impatient. Inside me, shoulder is my pillow, your breath that makes a song, and I remember you won't be here forever. We are fragile, one day we'll be gone. How many years do we have now? So bitter and sweet, and somehow we keep shining through, shining through. How many years do we have now till that shining spirit comes down and the world turns blue, world turns blue. After all the lying, you lie beside me, and everything is calm. Sweet forgiveness finally found us. We are golden, but one day we'll be gone. How many years do we have now? So bitter and sweet. psychedelic, so you can get excited and get your mushrooms dropped now and microdose. And I don't know why I'm talking this way. I'm usually in my pajamas right now and taking an aspirin. All right, this is a song about, well, I moved back to Vancouver, and I'm very thankful because I had a great adventure in Ontario, and now I'm back smelling the sea air. And it's been so great. But then it's hilarious because my kid's like, Vancouver sucks. I'm going to move to Toronto. She doesn't really say that, but she did say she wanted to go back to Toronto, and I'm like, yes, I don't blame you. When you're 20 years old, it's way more fun to go there. And then remember how fun it was when you don't realize the fun you're having when it's happening sometimes. It is. I want to thank Matt Kennedy for warming you up and Daniel for the amazing sound. Russ and Sandy and Cam and Jeremy, and I want to thank you guys for being here. I keep telling people you should go to Langley. It's scary, but there's a really beautiful little place there where it's like a warm hug. You walk through the door, and you are hugged. They do hug you. But they also, this whole place is like a warm hug. So it is like one of the best Arts hug. That's great. It is one of the best places in the world in this place. So I'm glad that you guys are here. This is called The Wilds. In among the evergreens of your hazel eyes, a tiny field of flowers blooming in your mind. You sing across the canyon, a voice it will reply. When the wilds come calling, blackbird, you will fly. One day you will call, one day by and by. Little bird, you fly. One day when you go, one day when you fly, remember you were mine. One day you will go, Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. That was so fun. I got to tell you that I have these beautiful posters that my friend Mark Odette made. There's only 10 in the world. And I don't think I'm going to take them anywhere else because I think there are 8 left. If anybody wants one, they're hanging up. I kind of hate flogging merch, but these are really special. He made them by hand with a screen printer, and he did it as a surprise for me. He just sent them. I didn't order them. He's like, I did these for you. And, but I'm not supposed to tell anybody that he did that. So don't tell anyone. Now it's on the internet. But I feel very grateful because I had so many people making this record. Jeremy plays bass on it, Cam plays drums, Jim Bryson, who's an incredible singer-songwriter, but he also is an amazing producer and a wackadoodle person who I love. And I've known him since we climbed into a van together in 2000. And we went on a tour together to the East Coast, and we were like an old married couple by the end, and he's sort of like a brother. And this is one of the songs that we played on that tour. I'm so lucky because music has brought me so many things. Cam and a lot of friends that I wouldn't have otherwise. I would have had a really sad, pathetic life if it weren't for music. And I wouldn't have seen you guys tonight. So, you guys gonna come? Oh, you want me to do one alone? No, you guys come out. I don't think people can stand many songs. Yeah. Oh, Jeremy is doing something. Oh, he's there? Okay.
I thought you were going to do one by yourself.
I thought we would just do this one. Just do one. This is for the old fans. This table right here. This is called Tangled a Mile. If you guys want to sing along, it's really easy. Run away with me, won't you? Run away with me, won't you? Run away with me, won't you? It don't matter where we go. Well, I have lived in this city nearly all of my life, but in my heart there's a country that is tangled and wild. And when I look in your eyes, love, I can see it there too. all that's bright and alive, love, lives deep in you. Run away with me, won't you? Run away with me, won't you? Run away with me, won't you? It don't matter where we go. We could live in the mountains, or we could live on the plain, or in a place far too beautiful to name. Run away with me, won't you? Run away with me, won't you? Run away with me, won't you? It don't matter where we go. No, it don't matter where we go. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you. We're going to hang out, have a glass of wine with you if you wish. Okay, ciao.